Popular guy.
Popular guy. He is the most popular guy I have yet to ever meet. I cannot believe him.
Ugh.
Welcome to the Tuesday show. It's us. We're back. This one's gonna come out hopefully, like the day after, because Jacob made a little oopsie and deleted an entire episode of the Tuesday show that was supposed to come out today, being actual Tuesday. So get ready for a Wednesday episode of the Tuesday show, probably for the rest of time.
What? It's Tuesday show on a Wednesday.
It'll be on a Wednesday.
It don't matter.
Anyways,
Tuesday's show is in your heart.
That's right. It's in your heart. My hair is falling to pieces, but that's okay, because I didn't comb it. It's me, Mr. Cow, here with Cammy. Cammy, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Well,
Good.
with all the pleasantries out of the way, it's time to get down and dirty into the unpleasantries, everybody. Cammy was telling me that there is a situation with a certain internet gaming news website called IGN.
Yes.
What's the situation, Cammy? Because I don't actually know what it is.
You don't know anything about it?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna preface this by saying, like, obviously I've never worked for IGN. I don't know the ins and outs of how their business works. I'm not a very business-minded person. So if I explain any of this wrong, I'm really, really sorry. But it's my understanding, and from what I've read and the videos I've watched, basically what happened was some of their editorial team at IGN put up a article explaining and giving advice on how to help people in Palestine with the conflict that's going on, ways to donate, ways to help, spread awareness, all of that sort of good thing. And they put out a Twitter statement. The Twitter statement did really, really well. Day and a half after that, higher ups at IGN and IGN's parent companies took it down without permission from the editorial team, or like even without giving them prior warning or an explanation as to why they were taking it down. And then later, like a few hours later or half a day later or whatever, they sent out an email to the editorial team with a new statement. And this is like middle of the night on a weekend, so no one was at work, obviously. And then the statement released to the public as the new official IGN statement. There's so many problems with that.
Yeah, that's
It's
a little
censorship.
Strange.
It's just so stupid and ridiculous.
Kind of weird to hear about, because IGN always is. They're pretty cool with charities, from what I can tell.
They have been historically. They've been very open and very like. They've given their staff a lot of freedom in terms of writing about and how they want to write. So earlier today, I think, I don't know, maybe like 13, 14 hours ago now, an open letter was published from a massive number of the editorial staff at IGN. It's a big signed letter. You'll be able to find it. It's doing the rounds on Twitter. And it's an open letter calling out higher ups at IGN and saying, this is ridiculous. It's a really well written letter, and I highly urge you to go and read it. It only takes like 5 minutes to read. But they basically say, like, they wanted to help victims. This wasn't about choosing a side. It wasn't about, appearing to stand with, one group of people or another. It was about trying to help hundreds, thousands of people who were living in a war zone, and they were silenced, and they weren't given an explanation why they were silenced. And basically the letter was calling for like IGN higher ups to take responsibility, and to have a meeting with them. And it's just a mess. But
yeah,
you could you could talk about this sort of thing for hours because you can go into like how a conglomerate is using censorship to silence editors and freedom of speech and how it goes with writing for under a certain banner and basically my understanding and how the thing I've really taken away from it is IGN essentially it comes across that IGN didn't like the fact that the editors were writing about how to help civilians in Palestine. And I think they were concerned about seeming to choose a side. So
Ah,
took away, they took down advice,
uh,
ways to help people suffering in a war zone because they would rather not help those people and appear neutral.
yeah, that's strange for sure,
It is.
especially coming from the perspective of as a video gamer myself, someone that does not do things for charity very often. Although I think I ordered recently one of they did that, what's it called, where you order like the like large like sum of like Steam games and stuff, and all the proceeds go to charity.
I kind of, yeah, I
Whatever
know what you
the
mean. I know the kind
humble
of thing.
the something bundle that IGN does. I forget what it's called. I think I picked one of those up a while back or recent. I don't fucking know. Point is that as someone that doesn't know a lot about charities or how to help
Mm.
people in those situations, having the place where I get like basic gaming news or little walkthroughs for games I'm playing have that information there in case you're curious about it and your eye kind of spots it and you're like, oh, maybe I'll check that out, because that's all the internet is really, just trying to catch your eye, and distract you from the thing you're actually looking for. And hey, maybe they can use that whole mentality for good, which they have been doing. And to
Mm.
pull that down is very strange. I get that it's IGN's a company, and they can they can use their people as pawns if they want to, even though it's fucking dumb. But they're usually way better about this, I feel
Yeah.
like. So,
I mean, Alana Pierce. I mean, she's everywhere. She used to work for IGN. She's a big person in the like gaming journalism space. She has a YouTube channel and she's done an excellent video. If you are interested and want to know more, she's done an excellent video. Like because she obviously knows how IGN works and she understands all this, and she did a really good video pulling apart the statement and how IGN works and the reason why this is like an anomaly and a very bad one. So I recommend looking at that if you are interested in it more. But obviously, at the same time, this is like a developing thing.
or
Chances are.
really stick it to them and find the charity they were donating to and donate to it anyways.
I mean,
Give them
IGN,
$3.
when IGN
$4.
like put up their new statement, they said that they'd donated loads to Save the Children, which is excellent.
Yeah.
Like, please do donate to charities, and Save the Children is an excellent charity to donate to. But if you're a company, don't silence your employees. Don't treat them like shit. Don't go over their heads. Don't put words in their mouth. Don't be a dick.
Also, IGN's not, clean on this on the editorial side of things. Their grading system kind of sucks. So that could be a reason we could be seeing this happening. It's finally comeuppance for that god awful grading system where everything that's a AAA game is an 8 or a 9, unless it's like a little bit repetitive. Then they're like questionably giving it a 6 or a 7. Like Days Gone, they gave a 6.5, which is just the strangest score like anyone had ever seen on IGN. And if you want to get a 10 out of 10, you better be a goddamn small indie game or like a small scale game. Because
So
God forbid you're a
basically,
large scale game.
we don't like IGN. I don't like them because they silence their writers and use censorship. And Jacob doesn't like them because their scaling sucks.
Yeah, their grading system's just all out of
The
whack.
grading.
Like that's definitely one of the big problems I've had with them. But they've got nice people on their crew, and
Oh yeah, I
they've
mean
got a lot of cool people on staff.
this is nothing against the like editorial writers. I think
Yeah,
actually they've done a wonderful job at like speaking up and being very open and professional about this. This is about the like high ups and the people that own IGN. I
yeah.
forget what they're called.
The
J2
big
and
wigs, the
Ziff,
fat
maybe?
cat. Ziff sounds right. Is it Ziff or Zuffa is for the UFC?
It's
Uh,
not Zuffa, I
I'm
tell you that.
I'm pretty sure it's Ziff sounds incredibly
Let me
close.
see if
It's
it's
not right on the nose.
IGN open because I did loads of looking into it this morning because it just
Is it
made me
Ziff?
very angry. Uh,
I got
let me
three
see if I
bucks on
can find
Ziff. If I'm wrong, I will donate that money to charity on the podcast.
it's Ziff Davis and
Oh,
J2 Global.
sucks to be you, charity. I'm too smart for you. God, I've perverted this. Anyways, that's the IGN situation. Not
Yeah.
great. We'll see
Do
how
you
it
have
develops.
more cheerful news to bring?
I do. There's a lot of
Oh.
as much as things are kind of shaky and whatnot in a lot of different areas. It is picking up in a lot of different areas as well, because we have, at least for video games, for people in general. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but guess who's fully vaccinated now?
Oh, are
That's
you fully
right,
vaccinated? The UK's
fully.
opening up more as well.
That's
It's
right. Yeah,
amazing. You
it's
can go
it's.
inside a restaurant now.
I feel like a goddamn superhero. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Do you have a
strange.
cape?
I do. Yeah, it's back. No,
Oh, we need to get you a cape.
I
We
was
all need to
lying.
have
Can I get a
capes.
cape? Can I get like a Bram Stoker's Dracula cape, like with the big collar? Is that Bram Stoker's
Yes.
Dracula, where he's got like the big collar?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
If not, I know exactly the type you mean.
I want one of those capes, and I want to
What kind
call
of cape do I
myself
want?
Captain Succubus.
Oh, that's a good one.
We could
That's a
get
good
you
name.
like the cool like Count Dooku cape, where it's got like the chain. You know? Yeah, look at Count Dooku's cape. You guys are in for a treat. It's got like two medallions and then like a chain, and that's how it stays on.
Count Dooku.
It's pretty badass, I must say.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's cool, right? That'd suit you as a cape.
That I want a lightsaber as well though.
All right, I've got kind of a long neck. That's why I was thinking of like the collar. A little
Yeah.
bit, cover that up. Make it look like I don't have any neck, which is the dream as a human being.
Yeah, just to be a thumb.
Just the it's easier when I have a hoodie
Kind
on, but it's let's
yeah.
play games. Look how attractive I
Yay.
look. I look
From
great.
Jacob.
God, that hurts. Jesus. Yeah, I'm invincible now. Oh God, let's talk about that too. That's the segue of a lifetime. Have you seen Invincible yet?
Invincible? No. What is
Oh
that?
my God. It's Robert Kirkman's new show. It's his comic book. It's this guy, the guy who made The Walking Dead.
Oh.
It is. Also, I own this. I should specify. It's only 8 episodes. They're like 40 minutes each. It is one of the best pieces of animation I've seen in years. It's
Better than BoJack?
awesome. It's like a replacement for BoJack right now. Like, it's not quite as deep as it, but its story
Still,
is
yeah.
incredibly interesting. I love it. And it's only I like I will do
Amazon
a video
Prime?
on it. Amazon Prime.
J.K. Simmons is in it. That's all you needed to say to sell me on it.
And Stephen Yeun, I don't know how to say his name, but he's Glenn from The Walking Dead, and he's one of the cats from Final Space.
And J.K. Simmons is in it.
And J.K. Simmons is in it.
And Mark Hamill.
Mark
What?
Hamill is in it, yeah.
Zachary Quinto. Oh, look at all
That's
these beautiful
Spock, isn't it?
people.
Isn't Zachary Quinto Spock in the new, not very good
Yeah.
Star Trek movies?
Clancy Brown's in it.
I don't even know who that is.
Mr. Krabs.
Oh! I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob as a kid, so SpongeBob
You
things go out of my
poor
out
child.
of
You
my
played
reach.
Detroit Become Human, right?
I never. No, wait. Did I finish it?
Doesn't matter. Did you play it?
Yeah, I played.
Hank. That's yeah.
Oh! Isn't his catchphrase like money, money, money?
From SpongeBob, yeah.
Money, money, money. Oh, money, money,
Justin
money.
Roiland's in it.
Oh, money, money, money. Well, I should stop saying money, money, money. But yeah, Invincible is an amazing show. You guys should all watch it. It's definitely worth your time. Every complaint I've heard about it makes
Hmm.
zero sense. It's like universal. Like it's the first time in a while that I've seen something like where people who are disliking it
Hmm.
have absolutely no ground to stand on for why they don't like it.
Okay, yeah, I
And
get you.
so it's just like universally like perfectly crafted for an 8 episode season. They
Can
nailed
I
it.
recommend a shortish show then? If
Go
you've
for it.
recommended one, Fleabag.
Fleabag I've heard of.
Everyone should watch Fleabag. You are not in focus.
Oh, you know what's crazy?
You're a blurry boy.
I'm in focus on the recording.
Oh,
I
that's all
don't
right
know.
then.
I think the scaling's a little bit different. I don't know what the deal is, but
That's
I'll
fine.
double check it real quick.
If you're fine in the recording, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I kind of look all right. I don't know, man. This webcam is like on its last legs. I've got my DSLR
Mm.
somewhere over there, and then once I get a power cable for it,
Well, while you're
just
sorting that, I ask everyone to go and watch Fleabag.
Fleabag.
Fleabag. It is incredible. It is hilarious. It is so well written. Go and watch it. Oh my goodness.
Those are the Tuesday show recommendations of the day. Here's some more. Wait, no, these won't be recommendations. This is a new subject. Wait, should we talk about what games we're playing first?
I'm still playing Near Replicant because obviously I've been on holiday. I haven't been playing anything new.
Oh, fair enough.
But you go. Go. What are you
Yay!
playing?
I've been playing Resident Evil 8.
Terrifying. No, thank you.
It's really not that scary. No spoilers for Resident Evil 8 here, but I am very much far into it. What?
Okay, no, you go on and then I'll have my input.
Okay, fair enough.
You go.
Fair enough. There's maybe 2 jump scares.
Go.
It's all what's the word I'm looking for? Not ambience.
Atmospheric.
Atmosphere. It's all just a spoopy atmosphere. And then
Hmm.
you go about, you do your thing, you fight monsters, whatever. You keep going with the mission. It's really well done. I ran into zero glitches, zero problems whatsoever. It's just a polished, good game that I recommend everyone give a try.
Mm.
Thumbs up.
Woo! I watched Jacksepticeye play it. Uh, I've said this before. I'm a complete and utter scaredy cat. So when you say, "Oh, it's not that scary," there were several times I full on screamed just watching someone else play it. Like not even playing it myself. Full like little girl. Like this is piss yourself. Terrifying. I'm
Maybe
such a scaredy
Jacksepticeye is
cat.
just bad at the game. I don't know.
He was good at the game. I think.
All right, all right.
I mean and it was nothing like it was like I screamed at pieces that everyone would come across. Like we're not going to spoil it obviously, but there is a certain creature uh in the I forget the name, but the creepy dollhouse.
Oh yeah, that one.
That one?
That
Oh,
I love that thing.
oh,
That's such a great ooey gooey design. Like that was the first time I died in that game.
I
Was to that one because it's a
screamed
one shot
so
kill.
much. I jumped, like physically, like banged my head on the wall, curled into a ball.
I mean, it's kind of gross. I wouldn't call it like I
It's
don't know if I'd
terrifying.
scream when I saw I when I got by it. I
Terrifying.
was like upset because that was the first time I died in the game was
Terrifying.
to
And then
that
I was like,
monster.
I knew that Luke's played it and Luke streamed it, so I was like, oh, I want to see Luke's reaction, especially considering Nikki's pregnant. And I feel like,
You
I
feel like
feel
you'll be
like
extra scared.
yeah, I feel like if a baby's at the forefront of your mind, seeing that particular monster might creep you out even more. I was so disappointed. So it was like, oh, don't like that. Like no fear, no nothing.
We've got to get you to play Outlast because Outlast
No,
gets me most of the time.
no,
Like the first time
no,
I played Outlast, it was like 2 a.m. I was sitting at my little computer here, and I was like, "Let's give it
no.
a go." And like there was
Oh
like
my
three jump scares in a row, and I was just like, "This is not good," and I stopped playing it.
I've like heard of so many games that people say are excellent, and I'm like, oh, awesome. Never gonna play that.
Oh, fair
Never.
enough.
No, because I won't sleep
What
for
about Resident
months.
Evil 2?
No,
Okay, Resident
too
Evil
spoopy.
4 isn't that scary. It's like an action game.
Five Nights at Freddy's scares me.
All right, we'll do that.
No, no, that wasn't a
that was my
suggestion.
bread and butter as an eighth
That
grader.
wasn't a suggestion. That was a anything
Uh,
scares me. Like non-scary films as well.
like Zootopia. That one scared me because of the
Terrifying.
implications.
Yeah,
The implications.
not quite what I was thinking of. I was more thinking of like, horror films that everyone goes, oh, it's a really rubbish horror film.
Yeah.
Like it's trying to scare. No, terrified.
Oh,
Terrified of everything.
that's fair. I don't think I've seen a good horror movie in theaters in like years. I have not been
No.
scared in a movie theater in a really long time.
I think the closest I go to horror is like psychological thriller.
Okay.
So like A Quiet Place or Get Out. But even then, they're not really horror, are they?
They're close. People
They're
will call
close, but
them
they're not
horror
really horror.
movies. Horror
Yeah, it's like
movies, it's
horror movies
like,
that aren't really horror movies.
yeah.
Um, I've watched It.
How was that? Wait, the
Um,
new one or the Tim Curry one?
the new one.
Also, I'm gonna try this one more time. What'd you
But
think of it?
yeah, that was terrifying. That was terrifying. Several times I had to look away. Yeah, don't do horror.
That's fair. That one's, I guess, that may have been the last one I saw that was kind of like spooky. But then again, I saw it when I was like, when did that come out? Like 2015, 2017, maybe. When did
I don't know,
it
because
come
there's
out?
two parts, isn't there?
Yeah, it release
Have you read the book? Oh, you don't read, do
2017.
you?
No, I do. Well, I read now, but it has to have pictures in it. God,
So you haven't read it?
no, I've seen
No.
that thing too. It's thicker than the goddamn Walking Dead compendium. It doesn't have any
Yeah, and
pictures.
it's so strange. I haven't
Yeah,
actually read it, but when it came out and everyone's talking about it, I obviously heard, and I know people who have read the book, and all they could talk about was how fucking strange
there are
it
some
is.
parts I've heard of that honestly shock me that Stephen King is not locked up in like a mental asylum.
Yes. Yeah. What a strange man.
What a really strange man.
Uh, Some things he makes are wonderful. Other things make you question his sanity.
I really do think that he's like a sick little character, like a crazy little guy, like he's a character in his own story. He's like a story writing
Yeah.
goblin. But each time he writes a
Yeah.
story, he gets one more day to search for his daughter in the afterlife. But when those days run out, it's Dunzo. That's
Sounds like a
my
really good video game.
yeah. This is my new story. This is my new
It's my new
video
pitch.
game. It's called King of Nothing. There you
Dun
go.
dun dun.
It's gonna be an action platformer because fuck you. And it's going
Wow.
to have like terrible
It's
physics.
gonna be a Rubik's Cube.
Every... a perfect video
Wow.
game. A
Yeah.
digital Rubik's Cube. What a horrible invention. What an awful thought. A digital Rubik's Cube? That sounds
I mean,
disgusting.
to be fair, people probably thought the same thing when you first came up with like chess online, and then look at us now.
I don't know, man. Chess is like moving pieces like that. A Rubik's cube is twisting an
I
object around
suppose
to
it's much
solve
more
it.
3D, isn't it?
Like that thing,
It'd
like
be like having Bop It online, wouldn't it?
yeah, that would just blow. I would hate that. That would suck. That like gets me sick thinking about it. I don't like that at all. That's a dirty, dirty thought. Digital Rubik's cube. God, Stephen King. That's his next horror story. A guy makes an app for the digital Rubik's cube, and he like as people start playing it, their fingers stop working, and it's just they will call it the solvening, and they all
Ooh,
get it's like I will you have to solve me so I can solve your problems. But once you solve the Rubik's cube, your brain explodes.
sounds great.
We should move on to some gaming news. And by gaming news, I mean near nonsensical, constant talking about leaks and
Nice.
rumors. Because that's journalism for Mr. Cow. Put it on screen. Never mind, because this might go to MP3 later. Don't put it on screen. Machine Games, lovely creators of Wolfenstein,
Hmm.
apparently have officially started production on Indiana Jones.
Woo!
Woo! Is that true? I don't know. That's the great thing about the game industry. Apparently, they helped with Deathloop's development, which kind of makes sense because it's a
Yeah.
first-person game. Arcane could have used some help polishing some stuff up, maybe with some gun mechanics. Who knows? That's definitely right up Machine Games' alley. I'm still skeptical on how they'll go about this game. I don't really want a first-person Indiana Jones game.
Nope.
I kind of want a
Same.
third-person one. I think we're both in the same boat on that.
Very much.
I like to see Indiana Jones. Although I had a thought the other day that's always confused me. Why
Mm.
hasn't Indiana Jones gotten like the James Bond treatment? Where you get a new cuz Indiana Jones isn't like a guy.
But he
Like
is.
yeah, but it's like he's the adventurer, Indiana Jones. He goes on tons of adventures. Of course Harrison Ford's going to be like 90 at some point.
Yeah, I kind of get what you mean.
I really wish
Um,
they had like turned it in. I don't know if there's still time. I hope there's still time to turn it into like this. Because everyone,
mm,
at least here in the States, the way people talk about it is like, oh, it's like even when Star Wars was getting revamped, they're like, everyone has to be someone's kid to keep the lineage going so we can justify having those characters there. No, they don't.
yeah, we're not like that over here.
Yeah, isn't that's a weird
Like,
thing?
wait, James Bond, it's a code name. Have whatever actor you want. It's a code name.
Yeah,
Doctor Who, regenerating alien. Who cares? Who cares who acts Doctor
yeah.
Who?
Have I love Harrison Ford and he did a fantastic job 3 times out of the 4.
Yeah.
But like it's about time to pass the torch. Let poor Harrison Ford, if he wants to, step down. If he wants to do one more, I'm fine with it because there's another movie
Mm,
in production, there's a video game in production. But I would really like to see like someone else take up that mantle at some point. I don't know who would do it.
yeah.
I'd
I don't
be
know how they'd do it,
I
but
they would
in
just
terms of the passing on the title,
they could
you might
just
have
do
to
it.
have a. Oh, okay.
They just have Chris Pratt is now Indiana Jones, which wouldn't
Mm,
work. Now that
yeah,
I
it
say it
wouldn't
out
work at
loud.
all.
Fucking what's his
Let's
name?
pitch a new Indiana Jones.
Kirk from the new Star Trek movies. What's that guy's name? He could well, no, he's got like too much of a chip. We need like a rough and
You mean
tumble kind
Chris
of guy.
Pine?
Chris Pine, yeah.
Do you want to go through all the Chris's right now? See
Oh
which
yeah, I
one
guess those are
fits
both
best?
Chris's. Chris Evans would suck.
Yeah, he's not an Indiana Jones, is he?
Tom Holland's already Nathan Drake. We can't give him two.
Yeah. Tom Hiddleston?
No,
That's a
it's
bit too British,
a
isn't it?
little too British. He's got to be a hard, cold-blooded American man.
Hard-blooded
A
American
rough and
man.
tumble Indiana. Well, of course, it could have been Shia LaBeouf, but
We don't want that.
yeah, we went against the grain of that.
We
Post
don't
down
want
below
that.
who you think should be the new Indiana Jones, and if this is actually a good idea, because I cannot think of anyone. Uh,
That's gonna really bug me now. I want to like think of someone. Jason Statham.
Oh god, could you imagine Idris Elba as like
The Rock.
Oh my god, The Rock would suck. But could you imagine like Idris Elba as like an Indiana Jones bad guy?
A lot of people wanted him to be the new James Bond.
That'd have been badass too.
That would have been badass, but people, I don't know who it was, but I know there were certain people high up in the sort of group of people, I guess, that make James Bond, the James Bond higher ups, said he was too urban.
Idris Elba is the classiest, coolest guy on the goddamn planet.
He would have been so good.
He is.
But...
he's amazing. Again, from that new Star Trek trilogy that J.J. Abrams did. That's just where the good people come from. They're not really good movies so much.
It's where they're born.
I would love to see Idris Elba as James Bond.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman as Indiana Jones.
Brilliant.
Why'd it have to be snakes? I do not like snakes. I could get behind that. How about
I've just searched actors and like scrolling through them all. This probably wasn't a good.
Yeah, I'm not sure who would like fit. It'd probably have to be like a new someone. Maybe that's like the beauty of Indiana Jones. It's like we find a new young guy who's got some charm to him. And then he goes.
Yeah. Actors, male, rough, action.
Jason Statham. He's bald though.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck would be great as Indiana Jones. He'd be great as James Bond. He'd be great as Jesus Christ. Who cares?
IMDb greatest tough guy actors list.
It's probably just going to be a bunch of big white dudes, right?
Humphrey Bogart.
Who the hell is Humphrey Bogart?
Casablanca?
Ooh, you're talking to the wrong guy. Hold on. Humphrey
Bogart.
Oh, he's wearing the Indiana Jones hat in this picture on Wikipedia.
Nice. Can't believe you don't know who Humphrey Bogart is.
Oh, you know what? He could have been like he may have been like an Indiana Jones type back in like, oh my god, he was born in the 1800s.
Yeah. We're on about first old Hollywood classic Hollywood actors.
He was in the Maltese Falcon.
He was in all sorts. He's a massive actor.
I've seen that. I can't believe I've seen that. Where the hell did I see the Maltese Falcon? What is right? That may have been a Mystery Science Theater episode.
Well,
all right, we got to move on from Indiana Jones.
I don't want to move on.
We've got to because
American.
We've reached the point where we're now just googling human beings who could possibly be the next Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
Well, there's more news to get to, Ms. Huddlestone.
More important news than this.
No.
Okay, I think I give up.
It's really hard.
It is really hard.
Why not Mads Mikkelsen?
I'm closing the tab. There's no need to look anymore.
Why not Mads Mikkelsen?
That's what I'm saying.
He could do it, right?
That's what I'm saying. Don't need to look anymore. We've found him.
Well, that's the thing too. Mads Mikkelsen is in the new Indiana Jones movie.
The classic tough guy American actor, Mads Mikkelsen.
He's from Copenhagen.
Yeah, I'm joking.
He'd be
that
great.
Was sarcasm.
Look at him. Actually, I think he's playing a bad guy in the new Indiana Jones
He plays
movie.
a bad guy in everything, but I bloody love him.
He played a guy named Caecilius in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he was a bad guy in one of the newer James Bond films, Quantum of Solace, I think. Okay. He's in Death Stranding.
I do remember that.
Norman Reedus could be next Indiana Jones.
Oh, no, he just spent the whole time going like, nah.
Yeah.
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 I don't like that.
Yeah.
He sounds like he smokes constantly, but like when he talks normally, he's like, ah. There's my Norman Reedus impression.
That was a beautiful impression.
Oh, no,
so much of that is going to get cut out, isn't it?
No, it's all staying in.
Oh wow!
The torture we have given to these people is staying, but we'll at least kind of come to a close, not very quickly, but on a positive note, because boy,
Okay.
is there a lot of stuff to say about Starfield.
Oh, I saw Luke tweet something about this, but I have not looked into it.
Starfield is like the goddamn Titanic right now, leaking all sorts of stuff, and it's really interesting to see what's going around. It's looking like this game. I read one leak where it was saying that it was going to be closer to like a fuck. I should probably find it so I don't misquote it, but it was going to be closer to like a exploration game than it is like Fallout in space or the Elder Scrolls in space.
Mm.
So it's more about space and possibly building your own spaceship and exploring around. Seems like a fun idea. Let's we got a nice little list of things here that you've got to think about. Like
Okay.
pilotable ships in space. Not
Nice.
many AAA games have that except for EA and EA's. I'm sorry if you like that new Star Wars Squadrons game. It's fine. It's like I that's like one of my dreams as a kid was be a little. I wanted to be an X-wing pilot, and then I
Yeah.
wanted to be a clone pilot, and then the new movies came out, and I wanted to be an X-wing pilot again, but like before.
Mm.
Anyways, that sounds like fun. Spacecraft battles.
I
Oh, I just got it too. Yeah, no, that does make sense. It sounds like a. Oh, they should call it spacecraft and then make it blocky like Minecraft. Space vehicle allocation is an actual line. This I should specify.
right.
This is just a random thing. This is just a list of someone trying to put it all together. Uh,
What are just like all the different mechanics and systems in the game, or
yeah,
just like things they know supposedly about the game.
and apparently it's translated from Arabic to English.
Okay.
So that's interesting. You can
Mm.
manage your spaceship's crew.
Mm.
That'd be neat. I do believe there is a bit more to talk about that was actually interesting. There's been leaks of like screenshots and whatnot. That's pretty cool. Have you gotten to see any of those yet?
I literally just only what Luke tweeted, which was like I think four still images. Week.
It is. It's looking pretty. There's
Week
has someone. No one
screenshots.
compiled these yet. We should compile these.
I mean, if you want to do the editing,
Hey man, I'll do it. The
you do
people.
it. People need to know. Side note, I really like Starfield's logo.
I do too. It looks nice.
I find it very satisfying.
Here we go. We've got someone that's compiled them just about all together. It looks like a really fantastic looking game so far. I don't know what the gameplay loop is, but visual wise, it looks very very nice. It looks somewhat unique. I you know what? I'm going the full Monty. I'm gonna say it does look very unique.
Wow.
We're going for it. The space helmets that have been shown off look like Doom Guy's helmet, but altered a little bit. But they're still really cool and really, really detailed. It's
Mm.
like it's getting me excited for it because it seems like they did pour a lot of love into a lot of things that normally some people would just kind of glance over. Just like, oh, they're like some the leaks they're showing off are like pictures of walls and like dirt,
Yeah.
but it
Now I
looks
see where you're coming from.
awesome.
If
I
they're
am
putting that much love into the like details that not a lot of people are going to notice, how much love are they putting into like
oh yeah.
the main game?
It does, I will say it
Gets you
looks
hopeful.
like a Bethesda game. Like there's no mistake in it
Yeah.
whatsoever. This is hard to like mistake for any other developer cuz Bethesda has that like weird smooth shiny thing they do like with the Institute and Fallout 4. It's just I'm excited for it. Also, apparently, this is actually the part I probably should have brought up. Tom Cruise might be in it. That's a real thing.
I have to say, when I just Googled Starfield as you started talking about it, and the top three news stories Why Starfield won't be on PlayStation 5?
That's right. That's a true thing too.
Starfield will be in Series X exclusive, new rumors suggest.
That's not true. It's going to be a PC.
Starfield rumors claims Tom Cruise is starring in Bethesda's new game.
That one I have no idea for, but I really hope it's true just to stick it to CD Projekt Red even more. Because, good God, I thought about playing
Yeah, okay.
Cyberpunk last night, and like just the thought of going back into that game made me so angry. I didn't do it. I actually have like I have nothing against the developers or the people that probably worked really hard but not hard enough on the game. It was that too mean?
That's too mean.
Okay, I'm sorry. For the people that were not given enough time or resources or whatever the situation was to get the game to the point where it was playable and actually good,
Yeah.
it sucks. I hate it. I would hate you if I was a bad person. I am a bad person. Just be that. Take that as you'll take that.
I don't think it sucks. I think it's not good.
I think, oh my god, after playing some other games, like it really put it in perspective for me. Just like how off the mark they were from what they should have been. And I can't
Yeah,
believe we're
okay,
still
yeah.
talking about Cyberpunk like months after it's released, months after we both beaten it. And it's still just like the same thing. Like they're releasing updates. I've tried dip my toes in them somewhat, and
Mm.
it's still just like, oh my god, it just left such a bad taste in my mouth.
I suppose I like played it, completed it, put it down, haven't picked it up since. So maybe if I went back to it now after playing like some actual good games, maybe I'll be like a little bit harsher on it.
I
Because
can
I think
say,
my memories are a little bit rose tinted. And I know I definitely got far luckier in my experience with it than the majority of people.
yeah,
Because I was playing it on a PlayStation 5 and I was lucky that I didn't have many. Obviously, I had glitches. Everyone had glitches. The game is one giant glitch.
it's basically just
But
one big one. Yeah,
I never had like full game breaking glitches. It was always playable for me. And I know that wasn't the case for a lot of people.
oh yeah, same here. I think we were both in the same boat. I had a pretty good run
We
with
both,
it.
we both got damn lucky.
It's just that the frame rate issues, it's like it's anti-fun. And Starfield seems like they're not only going for fun, but they're going for
Pro
like
fun.
atmosphere. Pun intended, because of the stars or whatever.
Oh, space,
Wow.
atmosphere,
Space.
space.
Anyways, it seems like they're trying to make something really fun, really unique, and they're after this whole cyberpunk thing. Maybe cyberpunk needed to fail so we could get the best Starfield. But I don't think there's any situation after The Witcher 3 with the people, because this isn't a jab again at the developers. This is a
Mm.
jab on a few certain people who I will not name, just to be friendly. It seems like cyberpunk failing was like an inevitability with some of the people in charge, because they just did not care about doing like necessary things to get the game to a point where
Yeah,
it'd be
they
great on
had an
launch.
attitude that kind of doomed them from the off.
Yeah, that should have been a red flag for everyone. Every poor person that moved out of country, out of state, whatever,
Mm.
to go work for CD Projekt Red, and then realize that, oh, this is not good, and then have to deal with all the people like me who are being little bitches
They're
about
little
it.
shits.
Because at the end of the day, it's a video game that's bad. Like
It's really not the end of the
it's
world.
not the end of the world for us, the consumer. Could be for some of the developers, some of the
Yeah.
management staff. And to that I say, if you're the management staff who caused this, uh, right here, buddy. And
I was
God,
waiting for you to say something and it was just
right here.
bam.
But well, it's like because I don't care that much because there's so many good games you can play. But at the same time, you talk this game up so much and we're such assholes about it. And it was like, it better be really good. And then it wasn't good. And then it's like,
Just
okay, it
wasn't.
wasn't good. And then they're still saying it's good. It's like, it's not as
Yeah.
bad as people are saying. It's like, we're the ones playing it. What are you talking
It
about?
Bringing it back to Starfield, it would be really funny if Tom Cruise is in like one optional side quest or something, and his whole thing is literally just like, yeah, like I'm not here to sell the game like some people are. I'm just here, like pointing fun at
Yeah,
CD
he's like a
Project Red or something.
janitor.
Yeah, like he's like a nobody, and he's just like, oh, isn't it great that this world works?
It's like,
Isn't it great?
it just works. I can't believe it.
It's
Oh, you know it'd be
breathtaking.
great? Tom Cruise is a mechanic and he's working on one of the ships. He's like the tutorial guy for
Yeah.
your shipbuilding. And he's like, yeah, you got to spend a lot of time and put a lot of love into these things to get them to fly. If you don't do that, they're going to completely tank and people will get
Yes,
hurt and
like
be
I
disappointed by
mean,
it.
just because your last spaceship worked doesn't mean that this one's gonna work. Do you know what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Though
Yeah, that'd
it
be
would be great
beautiful. Oh
if
my
Tom
God.
Cruise was like only in it for a short amount of time, and it was just to take the piss out of CG Project Red.
I
That
would
was
love that. I would
game
love
of the
that
year.
so much. Oh my God. I am pumped for this. It's a shame it's not coming to PS5. As much as I would like games to be playable on every platform except for Nintendo, because what are you doing, Nintendo? But I'd like to say to all PlayStation fans that only have a PlayStation 5, uh, suck it, because all the times PlayStation fans have said shit like, "Oh, you don't have the last." Times I've said it where I've been hard on Xbox for not having The Last of Us, Horizon Zero
Yeah.
Dawn, God of War, all these great exclusives. Xbox is punching back. You don't get to, if you were one of those people, which if you're not, I'm sorry, get a PC or an Xbox Series S. Not that expensive these days, and you can actually get them. But if you're one of those people saying like, "Oh, PS5, it's the greatest thing ever," and now we're complaining that Starfield isn't coming to your console, it's on you, buddy. Ooh, you talk some mad shit, buddy. Ooh, buddy. That's what you get. Although in a perfect world, everyone would be able to play everything everywhere, including The Last of Us on Xbox and PC. So what world do you really want, PlayStation fan? Huh? I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too.
It'll be cool. And I'll
Yeah.
be able to play it.
Same. I mean, I've people someone, I don't know if it's rumor or someone at PlayStation have said like they have lots of exclusive in the works. I think the number is over 25 they've thrown out, over 25 exclusives. Sometimes games are exclusive. It
And
works
that's
to sell
okay.
consoles. Yeah, that's okay. It's just business.
Sometimes they're like really cool, like God of War.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Sometimes,
they're just copy and paste, like
yeah.
Miles Morales. And sometimes they're terrible, like,
Cyberpunk.
well, yeah, that one wasn't an exclusive though. Could you imagine if that was an
I don't
exclusive?
care.
If Cyberpunk was an exclusive to PlayStation, and they're like, "Oh my God!" and PlayStation
Oh,
pulled it off its store, didn't it?
yeah, I think it's still off.
Yeah. So like that situation, of course, that probably wouldn't happen in that situation. That'd have been awesome. Cause fuck you,
Yeah, that would have been
Sony. Love you,
funny.
Sony.
Yeah, I
Send
mean,
us free shit.
play, I really like PlayStation. I'm a big PlayStation fan.
I got
Please
my
send me
PlayStation 1 still. I'm a big Sony man. I'm a PlayStation man.
a PlayStation 5 next to me. Big beautiful boy.
Big beautiful boy. My beautiful
Big beautiful
boy.
boy.
I gotta get me one of
Um,
those.
there's still a shortage going on, isn't there?
Yeah. They get shipped to a store near me on the 12th of June. I
That's
might.
good that you've got a date, that you've got an
Yeah.
actual like
I'm gonna try to jump on it then.
fingers crossed for you.
Why, thank you.
You're
And then
welcome.
hopefully I'll have that. I'll play some Demon Souls. I'll give
Mm.
the nice controller a try, and
You'll play God of War.
I'll play
God of
God of
War.
War, and I'll play
Okay.
Starfield on it.
Nice.
Once again, fuck you, all the people that fuck you. All right, this has been a salty episode of the Tuesday
Somebody's
Show.
been very
It's
salty.
just we're reaching the climax, Huddlestone, of the gaming industry. E3's right around the corner. Bethesda's coming out with new games.
When is E3?
It's in June. The new kid on the block, CD Projekt Red, gets knocked out by their laziness. Goddamn, Capcom is on a
Wow.
resurgence.
12th of June till 15th of June. I should probably know that.
Nintendo's coming back with a goddamn force with their new games coming out. New Mario Golf. Things are picking up at an insane pace. So there's no time to be petty, but there is time to make fun of people being petty, because that's called journalism. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Goodbye.
We'll see you at E3 2024.
Hell yeah.
That's probably when we'll wind up going.
I'd love to go to E3.
E3's all digital again, isn't it? Hold on, before you go.
Oh, E3 this year is online. I do not know about next year. E3 2022. Who knows
I would really, really like to go.
what it will be like? Same. So if you want to send us a lot of money so we can fly to E3.
I thought you were going to say, if you want to see us at E3, come next year.
No, we've got to get there first. So if anyone wants to send us lots of money, I'd quite like to fly first class. So just bear that in mind when you're donating.
I'm cool with coach. I just read Los Angeles. You'll probably need first class because you're coming from.
We're talking like a 12-hour flight here.
Yeah,
I hate flying.
I think it's actually like 2.5 or like 3 for me.
Yeah, see, that's nothing for you.
It's not bad at all. I can get by.
I have a long flight, so yeah, first class, please.
First class.
I'll go in cosplay if you guys pay for it.
Yeah, I'll go as Bizarro Worlds. I know, you know what? I'll go as Fat Peter Parker from Into the Spider-Verse.
If someone were to pay me to go to E3, I would cosplay as whatever the people wanted. That's the stakes I'm putting
You're
out.
cosplaying as Sekiro.
Fine.
That'd be
because
pretty sick.
I would go all out as well. I fucking love cosplay. I love watching people make cosplay. If I were to do it, I would not do it half-heartedly. So,
well, there you go.
give me the money, and I'll cosplay.
Everyone, send all your money to www.giveusyourmoney.com. We'll see you there. Big smiles.
Thanks.
Donate to our Patreon. Just kidding. Don't have one.
We don't have one.
I don't know if we need. Would you donate to a? That's something I've always wondered about too. Would you donate to a Patreon audience and Cammy? Have you donated to a Patreon?
I have not previously donated to a Patreon. Yeah.
I have 2.
Okay.
That's it. It's a game development little team called Wan Games. Support them, and then the other one's a Let's Play channel I like.
Yeah.
So it's not the highest of urgencies.
I mean, I think Patreon's one of these things where it depends on how passionate you are. It depends on a lot on like your own income and how you yourself is doing with money. It's a tricky thing.
It's strange. I see a lot of people with Patreon that maybe don't need a Patreon. A lot of people without a Patreon that maybe should definitely have a Patreon. Yeah. So if you would donate to a Patreon, let us know. If you want to, let us know.
What I've done a lot more is like if people have live streamed or whatever for a certain cause, then I've donated to that cause.
Yeah.
That's probably, but I don't think I've ever. Well, I've bought merch from people before. I guess that's kind of like.
That's kind of in the same boat. I bought my fair share of merch in the days. 2 things.
Nice.
It was pretty good. I was going to buy a Down the Rabbit Hole mug, but I forgot to buy it. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. That's a sad note to end it on.
Hey, Sony. Right here, buddy. See you later.
Sony, I really like you. Please hire me.
Send us stuff. Sony, send us stuff. www.freemoneyforcammy.com/Jacobs-wallet.
If you could fund all my video games forever, that'd be really kind. Bye.
They can't fund Starfield.
I don't care about that.
They're goddamn hacks.
Maybe Sony.
Woo!